I can check. Let me see how our nope, our stream's still not yet, but what you can do is later on, afterwards, we can watch that on the stream. And then right here, I put the script.
Mhm.
So I don't know, did Amy, did you or Wendy have time to look at the script?
Yeah, half of I read.
Oh, half of it you read. Okay.
Yeah,
So there's the,
it's take a time to understand.
yeah, still a little confusing. And I didn't have time to do the vocab
It's
today.
okay.
I didn't have time to do the vocab explanations,
Ah,
but yeah, I mean, it is like, because this is Matt and I speaking, just having a normal conversation. So we're using difficult vocabulary. We're using new topics. We're talking about some new things. So it does take a little bit of effort to understand it well. But
mhm.
I think that's what we're going to try right now, though. I'm going to take you guys to our video. This is our video for today. So what I'm going to do is, right, just like Amy, good, Amy muted herself, so did Wendy. So all we'll do is we'll watch this video, and then after we watch the video, we can take some time and talk about it, talk about some of the topics, right? So if we're ready,
Mark, we are
yeah.
live just on a different link. So
Oh,
so I just because the other one wasn't working, so I will try
that's
to get the
okay.
other
That's
people who
okay.
are waiting over to this one.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Good. And we got one more guy. We got Eduardo. Okay, but yeah, without further ado, though, I got my computer sound, and let's go.
All right, and here we are again. Welcome to another episode of Mark and Matt.
Yes.
Today we're going to be talking about movies. But first, before we do that, I just want to welcome all of you guys watching us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter,
Yeah,
TikTok.
look at all of you guys out there.
Wherever
Wow.
you're coming from, wherever you're watching from, Spotify, wherever you're listening from. Thank you guys for watching. If you do like this, obviously don't forget to subscribe or like or comment, and we'll be happy to reach out to you. But like I said, today Mark and I are going to be talking about movies. So,
Yes.
Mark, I'm going to start it off.
Okay.
What is your favorite movie of all time?
My favorite movie of all time. Oh, now you got me. You got me thinking. All time. Yeah, I think it still has to be a movie called Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. So I know it's a bit old. I'm showing my age, I guess, by choosing Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. But growing up, this was a movie that I think I watched, I don't know, 10, 15 times. It was a favorite movie of my father's. And then I kind of inherited the love for that movie. It's in America, it's super famous. It has some really, really good actors like Harrison Ford and Sean Connery. It has two amazing directors. I think Steven Spielberg and George Lucas both worked on this film together. So I think it's a fantastic adventure film, right? I think that's the genre we would use for Indiana Jones. It's a exciting adventure about this man who has to recover these archaeological artifacts from villains, from these criminals who try to steal these artifacts for their own purposes instead of putting them in a museum where they belong. So, I don't know, just something about that movie that's definitely my number one.
Nice. Well, that's a great movie, full of star power. I don't think you're allowed to say shows my age yet. You're like 31 years old. So
30, yeah.
Yeah, you're not.
I know. Compared to some of, like, we have some staff who are like 20 years old. So compared to our some of my colleagues, I'm starting to age a bit. But
Yeah,
I
you're
know
right.
I still look like I'm 20 years old. So what can I say?
All right. You can comment below if you think Mark still looks like he's 20. All right. Nice.
That's
Okay.
called confidence.
And then, good. Thank you. Great favorite movie. I think that movie stands the test of time. I don't know if the other ones do or not, but I think that one does. All right. So you brought up the word genre.
Mm-hmm.
And you said, Indiana Jones is like action adventure or something like that.
Yeah, like that.
Is that your favorite genre of movies?
I think that style If you want to go a little bit nerdy, it's called The Hero's Journey, where they start off and then they're kind of thrown into this adventure, and then over the course of the film, they have to face all these challenges, and then by the end of the movie, they've either found the love of their life or they've succeeded in their challenge. And I love that style of film. So it's not only adventure, though. It's not only action-adventure. I think there's a lot of similar themes in two other genres, which are fantasy and science fiction, where they also kind of play on this story. Often the heroes are young men who are kind of, again, thrust into this adventure. So yeah, I'd say action-adventure, fantasy, and sci-fi are my three big ones. But
Okay.
I know to each their own, right?
To each their own. That is definitely the case. Sorry, the favorite movie was Raiders of the Lost Ark. Is that correct?
Or no, it's what is it? It's Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
The Last Crusade. Okay, all right.
So there, Raiders of the Lost Ark is, I think, is it the first one? Surprisingly, I think it's number 3. I think
Okay.
The Last Crusade
Which is
the
weird.
third movie. It's the third movie in the number of sequels, right? It's one of the sequels. Which
Well,
surprisingly,
I think it was
yeah.
it was a trilogy at one point, and then they
trilogy.
made the fourth one, right?
I think initially it was a trilogy, and it was supposed to be The Last Crusade, the end of the trilogy, and then they were like, "Oh, we can make more money off of this."
Yeah.
And they made a couple more.
Let's do that. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So nowadays it's 2021. We're in the midst of a global pandemic, or I guess we're nearing the endemic phase, I guess.
The endemic phase.
Obviously, probably not going to the cinema very often, not going to the movie theater as often as we would like to. So where are you consuming your content? Where are you watching these movies?
Right now, the two places I watch things are Netflix and YouTube.
Oh.
I think those two video sources have become most of my content life. Of course, things like YouTube, very, very different types of content, but definitely for TV shows and movies, Netflix is like 90% of where we go to see things nowadays.
Wow, nice. All right. Any reason why Netflix?
I think it's just easy. It's super, super easy to find most content you like. Of course, it doesn't have everything, but just the sheer amount of content, and yeah, I think they do. They come out with enough stuff on a monthly basis that I'm happy with mostly going there. That's our go-to. We'll check Netflix first to see if we have anything we'd like to watch, and if there's nothing on Netflix, then we flip over to YouTube, because we have some channels we love on YouTube as well. But yeah, between those two, easily 90% of what happens on our TV is through those two video sources.
Nice. Yeah, I think the UI experience on Netflix is the best. Content, whatever, but I think my wife won't even watch Disney Plus or Amazon because the user experience is awful. It's impossible to find things. It's impossible to navigate. I think Netflix has a really, really brilliant algorithm. I think they do a good job of recommending titles and recommending shows and movies and things like that. So, yeah, I like that.
They have similar titles and all that stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's Pepsi Coke, I guess, at the end.
Pepsi Coke, yeah. And I think that's nothing else to say about that. Those are my go-to
Nice.
services.
All right, and then what have you been watching recently? What have you been binging? What have you been getting into in the last couple weeks or days?
Well, other than anime, I had a show that you recommended to me, which is not on Netflix. Surprisingly, it's on Amazon Prime. It's a show called Upload, which I have found fascinating. The premise of the show is, what if after you die, you can upload your consciousness into like almost a VR situation, and you could like, you could video chat with grandma, but grandma's dead. You could video chat with grandma's consciousness in this separate like video game world, virtual world, and she could still be a part of your life.
Right.
And of course that sounds utopian, like, wow, we could live forever. But as you'll find out if you watch the TV series Upload, things are not always as perfect as they seem, especially when normal humans are involved and have their own motivations for
Hidden agendas.
hidden
and
agendas and all that jazz. Profit motive, baby. So that's been the show I've been binging recently.
Nice,
Highly
nice.
recommend.
Yeah, I would say it's more of a dystopian.
Yes.
Maybe more of a dystopian than a utopian.
And that's why I love
TV show.
dystopias as well. I love dystopias because they always start out as this like, oh wow, the world's going to be amazing, and then they show you, oh, maybe not.
Maybe not. Like one of my favorite books,
Yeah.
The Giver. But we're not
The
talking
Giver.
about books today. But The Giver is. I think they made a movie about it actually. So we could.
The
get into
Giver's
that.
an amazing book. Any Inter Plus student would be able to pick that up and
Yeah.
get a lot out of it.
Yeah, there is a movie, but read the book first. It's always better. It's always better.
Yep.
All right, nice. And then we're going to
good
move on to
recommendation.
the last question before we wrap
Okay.
it up.
Before we wrap it up.
Snacks. I know you're not a big snacker, but
yes.
if you were to watch a movie, or you and your wife were to watch a movie, what are you guys snacking on during the movie? Because it's one of my favorite things to do with while watching movies, eat snacks. So what's your go-to
So,
snack?
in America, I used to always smuggle in my snacks. So I would buy them at a convenience store or something like that. And in America, it's cold for half of the year, unlike Singapore. So I could wear this big jacket and I could stuff my snacks in the pockets of this jacket. And then I would go into the movie theater and eat my snacks that I had bought outside of the cinema. Of course, I know that's not great, and now I would feel bad doing it. But as a teenager, that was the way to go. That's the only way you can eat a Big Mac in a movie theater. But nowadays our go-to is just popcorn. We just get popcorn almost every time. We get the mix. We get the sweet and then the sweet and salty mixed together in one of those big popcorn bags, and then we just munch our way through most of the film.
Yes, yes, that's my go-to as well. Sweet and salted mixed together.
Yeah. So
I do miss the melted butter, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah, but that's our snack ritual, especially now that anytime we go out in Singapore to the cinema. Yeah.
Yes,
Almost
which
every time.
Now is not so often. Okay, that's actually a good last question. Sorry to keep this going, but what was the last movie you watched in the cinema? Was it good?
The last movie I watched in the cinema. Oh my gosh, it feels like such a long time ago, right?
It was a long time ago.
Oh, holy moly. What? I don't even know if I remember what I watched.
I think for me, I do remember. I think for me, I think I found some like gold class vouchers or something in my wallet or something like that, and they were about to expire. Mm-hmm. I don't know what month it is because every day's the same here. But
every day's about the same.
It was Godzilla versus Kong, or Kong versus Godzilla, or something like that.
Yes. Yeah, that did come
And
out
it was a
around
really
that
cool. I think it was like May, April, June.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, it was at a point in time, but it was a really cool movie. I do recommend the Kong and Godzilla series, and it's my one knock against Netflix is sometimes Netflix they'll bring out the sequel before the original movie.
Yeah.
So I can't watch, and it's hard to watch a sequel if you haven't seen the original.
Yeah, it is
especially if there's some continuity behind it. So I would say that's my one knock. Netflix, if you're going to bring on movies, obviously you're going to go quantity over quality, but bring on the first movie first. That's my shout out. If anyone from here,
licensing
Reed
is
Hastings
always
is
tough.
listening to this.
Yeah. I've seen that too before, where you have like season 4 and season 5 of a TV show, and then 1, 2, and 3 aren't there. And I'm like, come on, guys.
Not okay.
Come on. You got to give me, I need the whole experience.
Me too.
Yeah, sorry,
Me too.
I can't answer what the last movie we watched because
No, that's okay.
I'm
That's okay.
blanking. I am just completely blanking on, because it feels like it's been an eternity since I've been to the actual cinema.
Yes, and it has been. It
It
feels
has
like
it has been an eternity.
this is all going to be over
Eternity.
soon. All right,
Yeah.
so I'm
So,
going to wrap that
yeah.
up there. I
that's
think if you're
movies.
listening to this or you're watching this, try to tell us what's your favorite movie. What snack do you like to munch on while you're watching? Do you have a favorite genre? Are there any movies you hate? Any movies that most people like that you didn't like? Just comment that below. If you like this video or this podcast, just smash that like button, share it, subscribe, and if you didn't like it, also tell us why and tell us what we can do better in the next video, next series. So, thanks again for watching. Mark, any last words?
Yeah. No, I think we would just love to see you guys, like you said, what movies you're watching. We'll even comment next time. If you share with us your favorite movies, we will comment below and also give you our opinions, right? If you have good taste, which I'm sure you guys do, or foreign films, right? I always forget to talk about this. We should do a foreign films video as well. But it doesn't have to be on a Hollywood movie. I know a lot of the movies I talked about are Hollywood movies because I'm American. But there are so many good films from different countries like Japan, Korea, China, Europe. I just lumped Europe together, but you know what I mean. So if you guys also comment your favorite film from your country, because we would love to become a little bit more well-rounded in our viewing experience. So I would love to hear that from you as well. But that's it.
Nice.
That's it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So here's Mark and Matt saying bye-bye.
Saying goodbye. Bye-bye. Oh, all right. We're back.
That was fun.
Yeah, pretty good. And I think we got our vote. I think was that you, Matt? You added a vote.
I made some polls. Yep, I made some polls.
Yeah, you pulled it out. Yeah.
Everybody uses Netflix, so that's good.
Yeah. Okay, good job, Netflixers.
Nobody's binging. Only one person is binging. Who's binging right now?
Oh yeah.
Someone said they're binging. Who's binging?
Is that Ella or Amy or?
Someone said yes. Ella.
Ella.
Okay, Ella's
Ella's
binging.
Ella's
Ella, what
been
are you?
binging.
What are you binging, Ella?
Okay. Yeah, what's she been binging?
Among Netflix program.
Oh, whatever. It can be anything. What do you?
Actually, it's a Korean drama.
Okay.
Yeah, it is about the service, military service. We have to do military service in Korea. So it's kind of bad thing about the Korean military service.
Okay.
Okay, nice. All right, interesting. What's it called?
Do you know? Yeah.
The UP, I think to find the army escaped the army.
Oh, escape!
Yeah.
Escape the army. Is that okay? Can they escape the army?
Yeah,